Hey guys, it's Pivy. So I am going to be pulling out the alum crystals that have been growing overnight. In my last video I showed you what they looked like after about 4 and 6 hours. These have been sitting for almost 24 hours now. And I'm just going to pull these out here. Okay, I'm going to let that sort of dry off for a second before I show it to you guys. There we go. Oh. There we go. Okay, so let me dry this off a little bit. So this one is one of the polymer clay pieces that I did the TLS method on. Let me see if we can. Now the crystals that are sort of stuck to the outside of it, they just wipe right off. So they definitely did not stick. Let's see, the crystals on the inside though, they seem really stuck on there. There are a few of them that are loose that kind of just fell into it when I was turning it over, but for the most part they seem to be really nicely stuck on there. I'm going to get my brush and see how many of them we can just brush off there. There we go. That is not the brush that I wanted. While I'm looking for that, this is the one that I did the glue method on. As you can see, they got about the same amount of crystallization on them in that 24-hour period. But I don't think the ones that I did with the glue, they just don't, the crystals don't seem to stick as well. And I'm going to show you guys why as soon as I find, here we go, that brush. Okay, so this is the one that I did the polymer clay TLS method with the heat gun on to apply the alum powder. And this is a fairly soft brush. I'm just brushing away the extra crystals that haven't stuck. And as you can see, there are very few of them. Actually, I think that was all of them. I don't have any others that are seeming to come loose now. So they're really nicely stuck in there. Beautiful white crystal color. I think that came out really great. This one is one of the ones that I just used the E6000 glue on. We're gonna see if it did any better than the last one. Actually, it may have. Around the edges here, the glue must not have held as well. So there are absolutely no crystals on those edges. But I'm not losing as many as I did on the little heart, so I guess leaving it sit for longer does help. But as you can see, the glue doesn't bond quite as well, and I don't think I got as much crystal growth as I should have gotten in 24 hours. So definitely nothing on the back of this one. They didn't cling to the back of it at all, but the crystals do look really nice in there. So here you go. These are the two methods. Personally, I think that the TLS method works really well because everywhere that I coated the TLS, I have lovely thick crystal growth. Whereas on this one, in some places where I guess the glue just didn't adhere as well to the shell, we have no crystals at all. And so it kind of looks wonky. Oh, and you know what? Those just popped right off of there. So let me try it with my fingers. Yeah, so I was doing it with the brush because I was trying to be gentle, but now that I'm in here with my fingers rubbing, these crystals are just rubbing right off of here. Whereas if I use the exact same method with this TLS one, I've got crystal stuck to my fingers. I can use this exact same method with this TLS one. Those crystals are really firmly rooted in there. So definitely, for polymer clay at least, I definitely recommend that you use the TLS method. It does not seem to have affected the clay at all. The clay still seems really hard. I'm squeezing on it, I'm pushing on it, dropping it. Seems to be completely fine. So my recommendation, if you're going to be trying to grow alum crystals at the very least in polymer clay, I would recommend that you use the TLS method with either the heat gun or, like I said last night in the other video, you can try it in your oven. Don't know how well the alum crystals will stand up to the heat of the oven, but heating them with a heat gun before you grow them does not seem to affect the growth. As you can see here, I got pretty much the same amount of crystal growth in the alum crystals that I heated with the heat gun as I did the ones that I did not. So there you go. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks.